12 teams squaring off in what could prove to be a huge game. As we'll see a team coming off a crucial bye week, the Houston Cougars, taking on a squad hoping to prevent another L this week, the TCU Horned Frogs. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack, and Jesse Palmer with me. Guys, it's time to get it going. Houston ready to put it deep and get this game going. And he hauls it in, and everybody's on the edge of their seats. And they'll bring him down to get the offense started on the next drive. So the TCU Horned Frogs return team didn't help matters out much with that one. And they're led out there by a man who will carry the ball plenty in this one, guys.
Well, it's real simple. He's the best player on their team. They have got to force-feed this guy the football, David.
No doubt about it. The offense goes through him. Excited to see how they've built this offense and how many different ways they can get him touches.
Good vision and determination there to find his way up to the 23. When you have a conference as deep and balanced as this Big 12 is, it's important to get off to a quick start in conference play.
Yeah, you're going to be challenged each and every week here in the Big 12 Conference. Since they've expanded, the quality of this conference has gotten so much better. So challenge here to make sure mentally your mind is right starting the season off today.
Yeah, I mean, to make your dreams come true, it starts one game at a time, the old cliche. But the Big 12, year in and year out, so many different teams that can beat you, so many different teams that can put points up on the scoreboard. Got to start fast in Big 12 play.
And the Horned Frogs get it past the sticks.
Quickness, that running back there doing what it takes to make sure he got that first down.
Now on 1st and 10 from the 27. The receivers often will run their route based on a side adjustment. Looking to throw, it's Everett. I don't think that's the way they drew it up. Incomplete. I wonder how much fun this is for him. The head coach trying to take down the old alma mater across the way.
Yeah, I think these are always mixed emotions and how you feel about this, playing your old squad. Like, it's something about it, I'm sure, that's nostalgic, and all the memories probably come flooding back. But there's also a competitive element, Palmer, that you want to beat this squad. Like, this is the next team in your way for you accomplishing your goals and dreams.
Yeah, he's probably experiencing the emotional spectrum coming into this game, but make no mistake about it, he has to separate himself from his past allegiances and understand he's the home team. He wants this crowd to get in this football game. You know he just gave a rousing speech to his guys in the locker room before taking the field. He wants to win this game versus his alma mater.
Fires to the wideout. Right on the money to the outside. He dragged the toe, and how about the ball placement? Only the receiver could get it. We've got a timeout here as this coach is challenging the call. He wants to give the replay booth a chance to have another look. He spun that wheel of fortune by challenging the call, and it does not go his way, and he loses the timeout. The Horned Frogs are moving quickly down the field. Down. A little screen to the running back. He makes the stop, and a nice pickup there on 1st down. Leaves them in 2nd and manageable.
One of the things I love about this offense is they're very versatile in their passing attack. They throw to receivers and tight ends, and the screen game is big as well. This guy is a weapon, and you're seeing that here early.
He finds his man. And they make the tackle, but he has plenty for the first down.
Nice completion here to this wide receiver, and you're going to see this receiver line up in different spots all over the field all game long. Defense has got to keep their eye on where this guy is because they know he's a big part of this offense's success.
They stop him just a link or two short of the first, and man, what they can do on second down here. Less than a yard to go to pick up the first down. Quarterback reacting to what the D is showing. Back to throw, it's Everett. Gets it to the back. He breaks the tackle. He's stopped quickly, but not before he has enough for the first down.
Well, it's a nice play design there. You're getting the running back involved in the pass game. Quarterback gives it to him early so he can go to work upfield and get the first down.
The give to the tailback. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the play. Let's see if it stands.
Offside. Defense.
So the offense, more than happy with the result of the play, will decline the penalty. And the Horned Frogs trying to pay off the threat on first and goal. They'll leave it with him. Pushes ahead for 2 to the 7-yard line.
Man, that D tackle is a freak athlete. Did you see him come out of his stance and beat the offensive lineman, getting to the running back? Cat-like quickness.
Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a second and long coming. Receiver on the move gets the touch pass. And they will score! Touchdown, Horned Frogs!
I really like that drive for this offense. Putting last week behind them, putting a drive together, showing some explosiveness. This offense really put last week behind them. The poor performance last week, starting off with a bang here today.
On the run from inside his own 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. So the Houston Cougars offense will go to work for the first time. And you'd better be sharp throwing the football to the outside, Jesse, because both of these teams have lock-up corners.
And they're really good at baiting you into throwing their way as well. You've got to be careful. And, David, I like these guys, too, because they're not afraid to get their face in the fan and support the run.
No doubt. It's fun because when you're a defense and you can shut down half the field, you can do so many different things to give other guys help because you trust these guys on an island outside.
Grabbed behind the line, it's Castellanos. He's brought down, but he went backwards after that completion, not the way they had it drawn up.
And getting suffocated right away. How about the DB? Just seeing that initially, pulling the trigger, getting to him, get him on the ground, get the tackle for him.
Now they'll run the draw. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
This is an interesting decision now for the head coach. You're trailing very early in the game. There's a lot of football left. But you're in a situation where you could go for it here and try and answer after your defense gave up that touchdown on the opening drive.
He was able to get that ball up to the 48-yard line before he stopped on the return. TCU will send its offense back onto the field. They unleashed an aerial assault last time that took them right to the end zone, David.
So, Reese, with that drive, I think you've accomplished something you wanted to accomplish. Make this defense think. You put them back on their heels. Now, shoot, Palmer, you might be able to slip a few runs in on this drive to really jack them up.
Yeah, I like that idea, but I also like the fact that speed kills. They've got it at the receiver position, so if you've got one-on-one matchups, man, take advantage.
Line getting set on second down. Looking downfield, it's Everett. Grabs it in the middle. And it is well blocked as they pick up enough for a first down.
Well, they pick up the first against zone coverage. The biggest key there is the quarterback understanding that A, it's zone, but B, what kind of zone is it? Is it one high safety? Is it two high safeties? And then you know instinctively where your best throw, where your highest percentage completion is based on what type of zone coverage it's going to be.
Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Got his man quickly. He's run out of bounds, but not before turning in a big pickup and moving the sticks for a first down.
Big play in the passing game there, and I like the receiver gearing down in the zone. Did a nice job finding the soft spot on defense between the defenders, giving the quarterback an easy target to throw to complete that threat.
And sometimes you see great shooters, and they get on fire, and they just can't miss. And that's what this QB looks like the last couple of weeks, man. Just completion percentage through the roof, running the offense at an elite level. You can tell in complete control of this offense.
Gets it out fast.
Well, we knew coming into this game, this offense was going to try and get this receiver involved and get him involved early. So here they are just finding an easy completion. It's not a touchdown, but they just want to get this guy lathered up and get him into a rhythm.
The Horned Frogs are in the red zone. Back to the air one more time. That pass not close as he got. To deliver it, and it'll bring up 4th down. They'll play it safe and send out the field goal unit. Splits the uprights, it's good. And that lead grows even bigger. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Fellas, I think at least a portion of your audience will have an interest in the one that just finished up. Oregon pulled into town on a mission, and they're hightailing it out of here with a huge win. Veni, vidi, vici. I came, I saw, I conquered. And that's precisely what the Ducks did. The circle of life in college football, where one team moves on feeling like kings, and the other heads home licking its wounds.
Yeah, how about that? Sounds as if they had a good ball game there. Kevin, thanks for the update. Didn't get much on 1st down. It's 2nd and 9. He's looking to throw. They'll run the screen. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that 1st down mark.
I'll tell you what, if you want to be overzealous, if you want to be a blitzer all the time, I like running the screen right behind him. Did a great job throwing the screen. Almost broke this one for a long game, but it just keeps it.
Trying to burn this defensive back. Fires a bullet. Now it's picked off.
Who says defensive backs don't have hands? Nice job bringing on the football and making the catch. A lot of times you see guys swat it down, or you see them trying to catch it. Looks like they have 2 left hands. Defensive backs don't catch real well. Nice job breaking on the football. Nice job securing the INT and actually catching it.
TCU has it back, and the Horned Frogs go on offense. They've got the lead here. Last time they settled for a field goal, but David got to find that balance between being aggressive and careful.
And I think they'll take that. I got the lead, Palmer. I got the football. I got to take care of the football, put a nice drive together, and just get some kind of points on this drive.
No doubt. Lots to be happy about right now if you're this team. I think for this one, though, on this drive, it's about finding the one-on-one matchups that are in your favor and then exploiting them.
Yeah, that was a good play on the ball, getting his hand up and getting the tip, getting the deflection. Ball bounces up in the air, falls to the ground, incomplete pass.
On 2nd down, he'll try to make the connection this time. He looks that one in nicely. And the defense had that one well covered, just a short gain there.
And quarterback receiver on the same page. Nice job seeing the zone, understanding the drag route concept. Easy pitch, easy catch.
Making sure they have good balance, keeping it on the ground. He's got 1st down yardage across the 50. They'll mark it at the 49. That's the end of the quarter, and TCU has the lead. Man, that was an impressive and dominant 1st quarter. Let's take a look at the stats before we move on. Now the challenge here, they've taken a punch, but they can't let it get out of hand as we start the 2nd. First down to start the drive after the break. out of the gun. The running back has it. You'll take 4 yards on first down every time, 2nd and 6.
Listen, I know that's not a huge gain, but those run plays add up. They make you tackle the back every single play. Physically, you have to get some guy on the ground. It takes its toll throughout a fourth-quarter game.
Solid pickup of 4 on first down. It's 2nd and 6. Dropping back, it's Everett. Uncorks it. And it'll be incomplete. This is some physical pass defense.
As a quarterback, this is going to be a very tough game. You're going up against one of the top 20 units in the entire country. They know who your primary target is. They're going to be keying on him just like they did that last time, forcing the incompletion.
Quarterback checking the play. On third down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. Using the quick game. They've got it inside the 40 at the 39 as they pick up the first down.
This offense is clicking, everything working together really well. Coordinator, quarterback, offensive line, good rhythm, good flow. Defense is going to have to find something to kind of mess up this timing they got going on.
And the Horned Frogs have this offense rolling. Wants to throw on first down. It's complete. And they'll finally bring him down after he rips off a huge play. The Horned Frogs have it with a 1st and 10. They're in the red zone and they'll pass it. Moves around to clear up the vision. He rolls all the way down to the 5-yard line before they finally get him stopped.
There's a couple of ways to deal with quarterbacks that can run like that so well. QB contain. Keep those ends outside and wide. Keep them in the pocket. And put a spy on him. Put a guy in the middle of the field who's really fast that has the ability to go get that guy when he takes off in situations like this.
They'll try to get it in with the run. He works his way ever closer all the way down to the 1-yard line. And the Horned Frogs racing to the line in the hurry-up. On 2nd and goal, he gets another chance. Going right back to the well, and this time he finds water. Gets it into the end zone for the touchdown. How efficient have they been as they extend this lead here in Week 5? And with the extra point, they now have a 3-possession lead at 17. About to kick it off after punching it in for the touchdown. He'll take the return, try to get better field position. Couldn't find a way to create that broken field as he stopped at the 25. The Houston offense ready to go back to work. They just haven't been able to get anything going, and they better get started or it's going to get away from them, David.
Yeah, and these are the weeks that you really wish that you were playing a video game. And you could just reset the console, start over, Jesse, and make something better happen early.
It just looked like they're sleepwalking in this first half, and it's not just one guy. They just haven't been playing collectively as a unit. And if I'm the head coach, I'm considering starting to give some other dudes some chances here.
He knew exactly where he wanted to go with that one, and they've got enough for the first down. And now a fresh set of downs for this offense. Linebackers shuffling around, trying to keep the quarterback from getting a read. He wants to throw. Now adjusting. He'll pull it down and run. Across the 25, he's got room. And chunk plays are the name of the game, and they get one here before the defense finally makes the stop. Finally, this offense starting to show a little juice. They've got a 1st and 10. From the red zone, he's going to throw it. Quarterback now on the run, still looking. And this sophomore able to wreak some havoc and get the sack. A 1st down sack can be a drive killer. Now it's 2nd and 13. They'll run it out of the shotgun. Got some room, headed to the goal line. He's run out of bounds after the big gain, and they are in business, 1st and goal. This offense in scoring position with a fresh set of downs. Movement here from the tight end. With the run on 1st and goal. And he's brought down at the line of scrimmage, and the ball will stay at the 2.
Great job of contained by this defense. And in order to do defensively has got to be able to set the point and force the football back.
He makes the catch in the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. Hello. That dude's really big. How in the world did they lose him?
Because down here he does a lot of blocking and you play a lot of man coverage in the red zone. And what do? You peek in the backfield and you lose the big fella. I don't know how he lost that big of a guy, but he lost him, Reese.
Lining up to add another.
Is on for the extra point.
And with the extra point, they close to within 10, down 17-7. Lining up to cover the kick after that touchdown drive.
17. Houston, 7.
He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. TCU will send its offense back onto the field. What a good mix of plays, keeping that defense off balance last time, David.
And Reese, they don't know if it's run or if it's pass. They got them right where they wanted. This defense doesn't know how to react from getting punched in the mouth on that last drive.
So on this next drive, David, I think you keep running the football because that sets up the play action, it sets up the RPO game, and then you keep this defense guessing.
And I don't care if I get it by 2, by 20, by 30, by 40. I just want to get the first down, understanding the situation, understanding where the sticks are. Doesn't have to be sexy, but I got to make sure I get to that stick, get to the first down mark.
Keeps the legs moving. Just a solid stop by this sophomore.
And a nice second effort by the back to break a tackle. But how about those defensive backs willing to come up, stick their face in the fan, and make a tackle?
Those are the best run defenses, too, right? It's not just D linemen and linebackers getting all the play.
And the freshman will chalk up a sack.
Yeah, and the quarterback didn't have a chance. I mean, when you get to the QB that fast, Jesse, you're still processing information, for goodness sakes.
And you're getting to the sideline whenever this drive is over, and you're asking for help from your offensive coordinator. You're asking, hey, can we slide our offensive line and help out blocking this guy? Can I get a tight end to stay in, maybe get a chip on this dude? Because I'm not feeling too comfortable right now back there knowing that we're trying to only block him with one guy.
I understand the desire to keep the ball, but going for it inside your own 40? He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Got it past the marker. Not much of a fourth down gamble when it's that much of a sure thing, an easy conversion for this offense. The Horned Frogs are on the move. Quarterback changing the plays at the line. We've reached the 2-minute warning, and they will try to build on what has already been a dominant first-half performance. And the Horned Frogs have it with a 1st and 10. They'll run it from the gun. And he'll pick up 1. It brings up 2nd and 9.
You know, as a defense, you kind of want to force the give on the RPO. You want them to run the football, and you can tell maybe the quarterback wishes he pulled this. Small gain, but some information you gathered maybe for the next time you get to run an RPO.
Wants to throw. It's Everett. Got his man on the right. Open space at the 25. He will step out of bounds, but not before the big pickup and a first down for this offense.
And that's why, if you're the offensive coordinator, you've got to find as many ways as possible to get this guy going. Just get him the ball close to the line of scrimmage. Doesn't need to be a throw deep down the field. He's so dynamic when he has the ball in his hands. You saw it right there.
Really nice run there. Good, solid pickup, and they'll move the sticks with a first down. The Horned Frogs are threatening in the red zone. They'll give it to him again. He rumbles all the way down to the 2-yard line. He gave a little bit of everything on that one.
But right away after picking up a first down, they go right back to their playmaker at running back. And I love the push they got up front, getting a hat.
Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, TCU!
This guy just has a nose for the end zone, and you love his ability to find creases, use his speed in the open field, and go score. He's been really good for his offense early this year. That already his 5th rushing touchdown on the season.
We check in with Kevin Connors.
force, dug down deep and found a way to secure a coveted road win. And who knows how the pundits will view this one, but I'll tell you this. It sure beats trying to explain a bad loss. A lot to go through in the film session this week for both teams. But, boy, it sure is going to be easier for the side that came away with the win.
Kevin, thanks a lot for that one. Sounds as if they had a good one there. Oh, it's out. Oh, looks as if the defense got it. And he's brought down, and this defense gets the ball back for its own.
You know, oftentimes when you're playing in conditions like this and it's raining, you'll see a lot of the skill players offensively take off the gloves because they want to be able to feel the football. They think it gives them better control of it. And I don't know if that played into the football going on the ground there, but you know that ball security is going to be one of the biggest factors in this game moving forward.
6-yard pickup on first down. Leaves him with 2nd and 4. Leaves it with the back. Not a whole lot of progress made there on the short run.
I'll tell you, this is a running back who's very, very dangerous, and the defense did a good job getting him down there. But they got to do a great job gang tackling because this is a guy that can break tackles and turn those types of plays into home runs.
Looking to move the chains. They throw it complete to the left. And he'll run it into the end zone. Touchdown, Horned Frogs!
Really nice job working the route, getting himself open, and he's able to locate the football, snag it out of the air, and this guy now has 5 receiving touchdowns on the year.
And he did make that extra point, no issue with the treacherous footing. So they got the touchdown now, going to put it in the hands of their defense to finish off this half. And he'll bring it back. Smashes through. And the returner goes down. Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. He'll come out throwing on first down. And the quarterback bought some time, but not enough. Down he goes with the sack. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
Thanks, guys. You've had yourselves a superb broadcast so far in Fort Worth. Talk about a first half from that dude out of the backfield. He's been a total game changer. And how many top plays moments have we seen on missed tackles alone? Video game moves from one of the shiftiest players in all of college football. With that said, let's send it back to the guys at Amon G. Carter Stadium.
All right, Kevin, about ready to get things cranked back up here. And the Horned Frogs will boot it away to start the second half. And here's the return. Good job by the coverage unit to put a stop to that return. Houston sending the offense back onto the field. When you're facing a deficit like this one to start the second half, you really can't afford to waste a single possession.
Fresh start here in the second half. That's the only way you can look at this if you're on offense. Things did not go your way there in the first half. It starts with one play. To get our confidence going, we just got to get something going early here on this drive.
One play, stay aggressive. Now I think I can be even more aggressive on fourth downs because obviously I've built a deficit. My defense has got to make some plays for me too.
If every journey begins with a step, this offense needs to step into a third down conversion and then try to turn it into some scores, and fast. From the gun, wants to pass. They're bringing heat. Grab near the marker, it's Turner. Really nice job to get it past the sticks, pick up the first down at the 30. And the Cougars come to the line with a fresh set of downs. DBs lock up tight on the receivers. On the ground, it's Linderbaum. He stopped after getting a yard out to the 30. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Movement from the linebackers trying to mess with the offensive line's assignments. On 2nd down, wants to throw. The sure hands, it's Turner. And oh, he was off to the races after the catch, and they finally drag him down.
Defense just didn't have an answer there on the slant throw. Once the completion was made, they just couldn't get to the ball carrier and get him down on the ground.
Fires into trap back pick. He'll try to take it back. At the 20. Touchdown, TCU! What a great play by the defense and paying it off with the interception return. The DB saw it. He thought, don't drop it, don't drop it. Then thought, don't get caught. And he didn't. The pick six.
Hey, these guys can play offense, too. Now, look at this. I show you I can be a wide receiver. Coach might split him out at wide receiver next week after making that big play. But defense, great job making the interception. And you're right, doing something with it. Don't just slide down. Don't be content. Take that thing all the way back, brother.
Let's see if he can make a play on the return. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. Here comes the Houston offense once again. Well, the good news is they threw a touchdown pass last time. It was just to the wrong team, Jesse.
Well, that's an unfortunate part of the game for quarterbacks, but guess what? They do happen, so you've got to be able to turn the page here and lead this offense.
Well, I think you know this defense is going to be aggressive. They're going to jump routes. They're going to play aggressive. You've got to take advantage of that. Maybe use that this time to your advantage.
They need something that goes forward this time on second and long from the 14. From the gun, the running back has it. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks. How bold will they be on third down after that last run? From the gun, wants to pass. And here's the third interception of the night. Going the other way, and he's got room. He'll go out of bounds, but he gets the ball back, takes it the other way, and he has created a great sudden change opportunity. They'll go to the ground. And he'll take this into the end zone, but hang on just a second. Flag down. Let's see what this is about. We'll repeat the previous down, but this time the offense has 10 more yards it has to cover. Looking for a productive play on first down. They're testing the right side here. Pulled down after a pickup of 6, but he gets it inside the red zone. It's down at the 15.
It's the MO of this offense, and they really put a lot on the offensive line to go out and really try and establish their dominance and their assertiveness, and they've done a good job of that early in this game running the football.
And they're able to get him down.
Listen, in these situations, it's so hard to push the ball down the field because the defense is playing pass. We bring in more DBs. We're dropping deeper in our coverage, and we're making you throw the ball underneath or run the football. Nice job by the running back. Listen, he got good yards. He didn't get the first down, but now he's in a situation where third down becomes something where it's not predictable. Now it's a situation where they can go out and have success.
This offense has already converted once on fourth down. Can they do it again? They'll try it on the ground. How about that defense rising up and stopping him short on fourth down? The Houston offense comes onto the field.
Nice job by the defense on fourth down, bowing up, getting physical, stopping the run, shutting down that fourth down play. Really good job.
Had nowhere to go, couldn't get it out in the end zone. He'll take the safety.
Oh, and how about this defense? Understanding where they are in the field. They got a chance to put points on the board, and they do.
Fair catch, called for and made. TCU has it back, and the Horned Frogs go on offense. On that last drive, 4th and goal didn't exactly work out. They really need to pay it off this time, Jesse.
And they were so anxious and eager to get back on the field. They know they left points on the board. They let that one get away from them. They look like they are pumped up and ready to go here, David.
And listen, it was a good drive, so you've got to remember that. But they got to realize, I got to get points. When I get in those areas, I got to capitalize. And they wanted a touchdown last time. This drive, they can go make it happen.
Right back to it. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
Yeah, and listen, the offense has had their way, and they've had so much success and so much production. But listen, at least the defense got a rep. You know, maybe this gets you a spark. Maybe this gets you some energy. Maybe we'll see a little bit more life from this defense.
Yeah, they may not win the game, but I think this defensive coaching staff at this point, based on how this game has gone, they're just trying to find things to build off of. And maybe that's something they can point to as they get ready for their next opponent, of things they did right and things that they got to do more consistently moving forward.
Caught over the middle. It's Marino. He's got first down yardage across the 50. They'll mark it at the 49. The Horned Frogs come to the line with a new set of downs. Let's go. Going up top on first down. Going to try to pop one on the screen. Oh, the speed, the acceleration, the elusiveness, and he's down to the 43. They were able to get the ball to the running back in space, but that space just evaporated.
And a great job by the defense, man. It's tough to get those guys on the ground. They're so used to having the football as running backs and making plays. And
that ball is picked off. Bringing it back. And they capitalize not only on the pick, but the great return to give the offense tremendous field position. Okay, so here comes the offense returning to the field. To the ground with the back. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple.
Linebackers have such an amazing responsibility. Got to play run, got to play pass. How about this? Seeing the run aggressively, getting downhill, and getting in the backfield and making the tackle for a loss.
Quickly complete. And he might be known for run fits, but that was a sure and heavy tackle on the tight end. Here they come, facing third and long from the 40. From the gun, wants to pass. And they got him. They'll get him down for the sack.
Defense has done well. They're behind huge, and they got no shot if they can't somehow find a way to protect their quarterback.
He gets a block. Very little will make a crowd hold its breath like a punt return, and he brought them to their feet on that one. TCU will send its offense back onto the field. After that last pick, David, they really need to take care of the ball this time.
No doubt. And Palmer, I want to know what Spurrier said to you on the sideline after a pick.
Do that again, and you'll be right here beside me for the rest of the game. You got to go out. You got to call your plays, and I hope this coaching staff isn't going to be afraid to throw at this drive.
Got 8 on first down, now looking at a 2nd and 2. Slammed to the ground, but not before he gets to first down.
I love when players understand situations, and they understand where the first down marker is, and they understand where I got to get to. A lot of people you'll see run north-south and try to bounce out wide and make big plays. Sometimes it's not about making big plays. Sometimes it's about getting that first down to make sure I get an extra set of downs instead of trying to make those big touchdown runs.
They'll line up for a 2nd down play. Leaves it with the running back. They make the stop as he gets it inside the 30 to the 28, a gain of 4. A little less room to work with now as the ball's at the 28 and it's 3rd and long. One man in the backfield and he gets it. And the defense knew exactly where that first down line was and they stopped him short. 1 for 2 on 4th down attempts so far, and we will get a 3rd attempt here. And that pass intercepted. Trying to take it back. He's at the 30. He's at the 10. And he's going to score on the interception. Touchdown, Houston.
Man, that could not have gone any worse. You're thinking 4th down, go for it. Well, even if you don't get it, you turn the ball back to their offense. Not that. You throw a pick, and they turn it back all the way for a touchdown and get points, that is a disaster for this offense.
That's the end of the quarter, and TCU has the lead. They built a comfortable lead after 3 quarters of play. Let's take a look at how we got here. He'll bring it back looking for help. And the return man reaches the end of the line, and down he goes. TCU has it back, and the Horned Frogs go on offense. This possession will be a test after squandering that long drive, throwing a pick six, Jesse.
You're right, Reese. Well, I think this is really dependent, too, on the leaders in this huddle right now to step up and help this offense get back on pace here on this drive.
Yeah, and this defense is frothing at the mouth. They're excited. They're jacked up. They just made a big play. They got all the momentum, so they're ready to hunt.
And you just don't expect your junior quarterback to get fooled and to throw it into double coverage like that.
Bad news on that play, it's an incompletion. The good news is the quarterback knew if his guy wasn't going to catch it, nobody was with that ball landing out of bounds.
On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here. It's caught. Nice job to get it past the sticks, and they get him down at the 35.
Well, it really just feels like they are trying to make a statement to everybody in college football. They've got a lead, they've got it late, and they are still putting it on this defense. They are still letting it fly. They're airing it out, trying to light up this scoreboard.
Hines is back in the middle. They make the stop right there. Good pickup. It's still short of the first down.
I want to get my running backs the ball in space as much as possible, and sometimes it doesn't work in the running game. But I can throw it to him. I can try to create some space out wide, dump him the football, let him make some catches, and see if I can't get some big plays out of it.
Looking for a man. It's Everett. Release to the back. It's complete on the right side. Oh, what a big play for this offense as they get it to the 33-yard line.
Nice job by the running back, catching the football and understanding where the first down marker was. I got to go get that first down. Did a nice job of it.
Finds a crease at the 20. Touchdown, Horned Frogs! And the pummeling has started. As they push that lead out, a really good opportunity to get back in the win column.
And this always is the debate of where you fall. It's your job to stop me or I should get concerned. Because this offense obviously has had themselves a day. And apparently, their day's not over. They're going to continue to keep scoring, and the defense better do something about it.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, that they get him on the ground at the 20. The Houston offense ready to go back to work. The last time we saw this offense, we had to look quick. It was a 3-and-out, Jesse.
They just had no rhythm in that last drive. So someone's going to have to step up and make a play, David, and get this thing going.
Yeah, let's find some juice. Find your guy. Find those plays that you know you can run inside out, forward, backwards. Get some first downs. Get some positive momentum.
On 2nd down, they'll take to the air. And the quarterback caught up to and sacked at the 12.
And this defense, they got their ears pinned back. They know exactly what time it is with the big lead in the 4th quarter. They've already got a bunch of sacks on the day today, and they're looking for more.
A little too much on that one, just out of his reach. Houston will be forced to punt. 3-and-out and not much choice but to get rid of the ball. He'll haul it in right around the logo. Really good job by the coverage team to make the stop, and that's where they'll put it in play. TCU will send its offense back onto the field. That last drive, an absolute aerial assault for the touchdown, Jesse.
But it was a nice job in play calling, too, David, just giving the quarterback some easy looks and reads so he could go out and execute.
And he knew exactly where to go with the football. Everything looked really, really easy. He was hot. The ball was coming out of his hands. The defense better do something different.
They go to the ground. Knocked down at the 35 after a pickup of 3. 3rd and short here from the 35. Might take a shot here if this is 4-down territory. Running back searching for a hole. Got a little space. Touchdown, TCU! And the punishment has been extended. Things a little more comfortable after that score and much, much closer to a win here in Week 5.
Points, points, and more points. This offense has had their way. They just keep their foot on the gas, keep putting up points, keep putting up touchdowns. And you know what? This is one of those stats days. You look back and you're like, that guy had 12 touchdowns in the year. Well, 4 or 5 of them might have been in this game.
On the move from inside his 5. He was looking for more running room, but none to be found as he stopped at the 23. Houston sending the offense back onto the field. Last time, David, it was 1-2-3 kick.
The last drive, that 3 and out, sometimes that puts your defense in a bad spot, and you got to get a drive together here so you don't wear the defense out.
I just think, David, too predictable that last drive. They got to do something here to get this defense on their heels.
Fires left. Wide open downfield. He's off to the races. The 10. And he takes it all the way. They couldn't stop him. Touchdown, Cougar!
Number 12.
Yeah, good for them. They put together a drive. They got a touchdown. It's been a bad day. I mean, this is a day they're going to want to forget. They're getting destroyed, but at least you get some positive vibes. Maybe finish this game on a little bit of a high note. A little bit.
Houston, 21.
From a couple of yards deep, he'll bring it out. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. TCU has it back and the Horned Frogs go on offense. The give to the back. On the move is the 30. He goes out of bounds, but there is a flag on the field. Let's see what this one's about. That penalty moves the ball back 10 yards. We'll replay the down. Here comes the offense on first down. They'll run it to keep the clock moving. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and bleeding the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run's coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did. Be interesting to see what the offense does on this next one.
To the air, it's Everett. Fires to the big fella. He's brought down quickly. Minimal gain there. Still a bit short of the first down.
It's so important that this offense is able to stay on schedule. And what that means is keeping third downs manageable. That last completion to the tight end accomplished just that. Really nice play call.
On third and long, a check down would be the last resort. He took a hit as he threw it and couldn't deliver the football. It's incomplete and fourth down's coming. And the Horned Frogs line up to punt it away. 3 and out, they got stuck in reverse. They hope the punt can bail them out. He only needs a sliver of daylight. Return's going to get it up around midfield. He'll be down at the 49-yard line. Here comes the Houston offense once again. They torched this defense with an explosive passing play for a score last time out. Let's see if they go right back at it. Just a short pass to the tight end. And he'll run across the sidelines after the good gain. A little bit more to go after that last completion. They'll try to pick it up on second down. He's looking to throw. Quarterback just flat, missed it, incomplete.
At this point in the game in the fourth quarter, it is going to be tough for this offense to get some completions here because now, trailing by this much, the defense is expecting pass and they're putting a whole bunch of extra DBs on the field to help them out in coverage.
Throws to the wideout. It's caught downfield. At the 20, he's got space. He's there to make the stop, but not before. He sets up this offense first and goal from the 7.
This guy's done a lot of good things early this year throwing the football. With that last completion, that now takes him over 1,000 yards passing for the year.
Looking to the end zone. And it's his 4th interception of the night. He's out of bounds, showing off the hands on the pick, and then the nifty moves on a terrific return.
Heat up them pass rushers, bring in them DBs. That's what I'm doing in this situation. When I got the lead by a couple scores late in the ball game in the fourth quarter, I'm going to rush the passer like crazy. I'm going to put all those DBs back playing the pass. That's what happened. Great job understanding they're going to have to take shots. We get the interception. This one's almost over. And this is exactly what you want to do when you're on offense. You have the lead. You want to chew the clock, keep the ball on the ground, keep that thing just ticking, Palmer.
They're just imposing their will, David, and that's something that we've seen, I think, all game. Up front, they've been the more physical team. They're the ones that's getting pushed and that's getting movement, and it's carrying over all the way here deep into the fourth quarter.
We've reached the 2-minute warning, and this offense will be quite content just to drain the rest of the time away. Looking downfield, it's Everett. Right through his hands. You just have to make that catch, and it'll be third down.
And how about this offense? They're not worried about the clock. They're not worried about the score. They're not worried about early and down. Still trying to execute their offense. Still trying to make big plays. And they've had a great day so far.
They'll put the tight end in motion. The give to the back. Still running at the 40. Oh, he just handled it poorly, and it's a fumble. Defense coming up with a huge fumble recovery.
Fumbles are great when you force them, and you're always thinking about as a defensive player. But, man, when the weather conditions start to come down, it starts to rain, and you know that ball's a little bit slick, and you know more runs are coming. Really try to get to that.
Wants the officials to have another look at the monitor. Using a timeout here, thinks the call is going to end up going his way. The coach still thinks he was right. The officials say he was not. The challenge is denied and the timeout is gone. They'll put the ball in play from their own 30-yard line. They're going to open this drive with a pass. Oh, and he drops it on the crossing route on first down. He knew that defense was bearing down on him. It'll be second down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. He's going to pass on second down. And it'll be incomplete. This defense is physical in pass deep.
And this defense has put a game together. Like, it is hard to put all the facets of defense together. Run defense, pass defense. They've been so good, man. Dialed in. You could tell they were ready. They were fast. They were physical. They dominated this football game.
Tackle is made after the first down.
Well, look, that wasn't a touchdown. That was a massive play for this offense. They needed some momentum. They needed to find a rhythm, and what better way than converting on third down. Awesome job by the quarterback getting through his progression.
Grabbed in the middle. It's Turner. Put it right on him. Sweet play. Good pickup, and they'll move the chains with the first down. Houston coming to the line with a new set of downs. The aerial assault continues. The short hands, it's Turner. He's all the way down to the 27-yard line, and they are threatening. Now on first down for this offense.
And that's a first down for the offense.
He's looking to throw it. He caught it. I'm sorry, you're unlikely to win today, but here's a fabulous partnership, a late touchdown.
Number 12.
The result of this game is going to sting for sure, but you've got to continue to build, you've got to improve, and you can take some positives out of this late hustle and build for next week.
There's always positives. The coaches are always looking for those things that we did well. What did we do well so we can do more of it in the future? Finding some things here late that they did well.
And the coverage team able to wrestle him down. TCU will send its offense back onto the field. This is quickly turning into a celebration, Jesse, as they've taken control of this game.
And they should feel good about how they've played. They knew they had to come in here, protect home turf. They've gone out, they've run it well, they've thrown it well, David. Really, so much this coaching staff can be happy about.
Yeah, and now it's about stat padding, right? Like you could just put up more numbers. You know this game's pretty good. Don't turn it over, don't make a mistake. But this game is well in hand.
Now on the option. Quick toss. And the fourth option there is to throw it in reverse, and that's what happened on that one.
Well, this guy's been eating them alive all game long. Finally, though, David, you wonder if the defense has been able to make some adjustments, find something positive to help slow this guy down.
Hey, baby steps, right? That's a tackle for a loss. I know he's got over a hundo on the game, but this defense is definitely going to have to be more aggressive, commit more guys to stopping that bad man.
They'll try the run. Picked his way through the traffic for 6, but it'll be 4th down and 3 yards to go. This is what you're looking for when you have the better team. Go out and show it.